Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this one, we are going to be watching along with France taking on Samoa. It is the bronze medal final in the men's sevens, and currently both of these sides, they will be looking to get themselves the win. France, they are at home, so they have got home field advantage, but Samoa, they have been playing out of their skin throughout the rest of this competition in Toulouse, and it is going to be very exciting for France. It is Legal, Uruguay, also Doman, Riva, Capella, Mignot, and also Jordan Sefo does actually get the start, which is quite surprising as he has been coming off the bench in a majority of the other games. Then for Samoa, it will be Va'a Pelo Maleko, Iona Sione, then Vawasa Afa, Melani Matavao, Steve Onisai. Then it is also Letufia and Owen Nuia as the last name in that Samoan lineup. But Samoa wearing white for this match compared to France, who are wearing the blue. Samoa, they would be disappointed with the way they were knocked out of this competition. They were beaten by Fiji. France, they were beaten by Ireland. And that men's final is only an hour away from taking place. We will also be covering that one on the channel. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. France will be kicking off this game from right to left to the Samoans. We are now underway, ladies and gentlemen, for yet another match of the Toulouse Sevens. Dumont has gone offshore and it's going to be taken very nicely by Letefia. Now, firing back across. Now, I said in my preview that Apelo Maleko would be the one to watch out for in this match, as he did have a try opportunity in that game up against Fiji, but he did get it very wrong and ended up getting himself put dead by one of the big Fijian defenders. But now, hanging on to this one, Valvasa Afa tries to go through, looking for the offload as well, but wasn't able to find it. And now straight on the ball, and France win the penalty. Mignot takes it quickly. They've got Riva on the left, but he goes to the right instead. And now good attack and run. Inside ball. Now going backwards, Capella. And he is well and truly shut down by three Samoans. If he found the offload there, that could have been dangerous, but Apelo Maleko was able to get right on him. Uruguay passes across to Jordan Sefo, running sideways, trying to break the line, but he's been wrestled down there. Currently sitting about 35 meters out from the line. A lot of pressure here from Samoa in the defense. Now Mignot goes across to Uruguay. Now Dorman, one more. Goes to Capella, trying to back himself down the wing. He was very fired up in the last match. That one has gone into touch, and we love Samoa's win. And there's us, says Emma Join. Good luck. May the best team win. In my heart with France, but Samoa will win this, I think. And so many cocks on the field, says Sebastian. And that one, and of course, that is due to the logo that France have got for themselves, I assume anyway, Sebastian. And also click likes and subscribe. Says Emma, sure you heard the man. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated, you guys being there for this matchup. And it is the middle of the night here in New Zealand, 3:30 a.m. So I guess welcome to all of our viewers who are tuning in later. Do appreciate you being here for this live stream. But now, Melani Matavao got it inside of their own 22. Now Sione out on the wing. In fact, it is going to be Owen Nuia, covered by Sefo and also Riva, and also, of course, Sebastian for that one. Now 22 meters out. Trying to back a little bit of speed here. It will be Letufia. Sorry, I do mispronounce his name quite often. Back to his feet there. Sione, wrestled down by Uruguay. Hanging on to it nicely for Samoa. And they're having to work extremely hard in the breakdown, but somehow, nope, it is going to be the penalty to France. And also, they just don't accidentally slap them in there. Says category also with their cock-a-doodle-doo. Many cockerels running around, says he made sure. They do have that big loud buzzer that goes off at the end of a half with a big cock-a-doodle-doo from a rooster. So I don't know who let the rooster go to the rugby, but at the end of the day, you can dress up as anything you want to at the sevens. Like I've seen running of the bulls. I've seen a man wearing a cheerleading outfit and a wig and all sorts. I've seen many things. I've seen people dressed as fruits. But now stolen by Samoa and the breakdown, Melani Matavao. Oh, it's another penalty for France though. And at the moment, Samoa need to be extremely careful, as they have given away about 3 or 4 in the very early stages of this match. Now, Uruguay, 3 penalties against Samoa. 4 minutes has almost passed, and Uruguay takes the quick tap now off to Capelli. Short ball, pop pass up from Trabal. Oh, in fact, sorry, not Trabal. It is instead Lagao. Trabal coming off the bench in the later stages. Now Mignot down the wing. Good shot on him by Samoa on the ball. And it's another penalty, though. He did end up leaving his feet. So this is going to be risky for Samoa. Now, there is time off for Mignot's injury, but that was Apelo Maleko who did get penalised for that one. And the difference between this game, I believe there hasn't been any back chat yet compared to the Fijiana game where they did actually get marched for 10 twice. And if I was going to dress up like a fruit, I'd go watch rugby, I think I dressed as a pineapple, says Katie. Question, is there a life-size pineapple costume? I think that's going to be our halftime mission. See whether or not we can find one. But Uruguay, once again, back into the hands of Capella. He's trying to step through. Nice hands in the end from the youngster. And it was Dumont. I struggle with a couple of these French names because I have to look at them just to make sure that I'm pronouncing them correctly. Referee almost getting involved. Uruguay, that was a penalty in favour of Samoa. They're waiting for the ball, but it is away in the French hands. And they will have to wait for it to get back. It is now back there. And also we have got there, if there's no life-size pineapple costume, then I'm going to make it with my own hands. And in London, we are bound to see heaps of knights in the crowd. Says Sebastian. And yeah, that is next week. It's going to be exciting. I should mention it is just the men's sevens next week that has taken place. And then we have got probably the next leg will be either the Commonwealth Games or Los Angeles for those ones. So both of them, not the best time zones for ourselves in New Zealand, but we will still be up and covering as many of those matches as we can. Currently 5 minutes down in this game, and neither side able to get a single point on the board. Milani Mataval, ball on the inside, kicking behind. This is looking very good now for Steve Ornesai. He's got Jordan Sefu, who just uses his pure pace to be able to chase it down now. And Jordan Sefu, he needs to run 90 meters. He's run straight into the back of Uruguay's teammate. Now slinging the wide pass. It sets up. The referee says that it's going to be completely fine for the flatness. And now step on the inside from France. Draw and pass. And it will be Riva who does score it. The captain of France has been able to get, I'll dress up as a passion fruit. If you will have to approach me to feel the passion. Yeah, boy. Oh, yeah, boy, I think that is. And also, we're going to have the ever been a 7 games where it was 0-0 at full time. Not that I know of. I think the lowest I've seen is, 7-0. I think it was. And even that might have been a very rarity, just because normally with the space, someone's normally able to get through throughout the time. But France, they have been able to get themselves their first try, and it is converted as well. So 7-0 now in favour of the home side, but currently 53 seconds left in this half. Who we got dressed up? I'm looking around. There is a man wearing a hat. There is a marching band. There is also someone dressed as like an 80s fitness guru. If you guys have seen those ones that I'm talking about, the ones that wear the headband, also have a mullet. Kind of sounds like I was describing, I guess, like every young rugby player currently. But now trying to go for the counter-ruck. France has done nicely. Uruguay able to hang on to this one now for France. 22 metres out from the Fijian line. The Samoan line. That is a mistake that I don't want to make very often. But, of course, they are wearing the white, which then straight away put me brain into Fiji mode. Samoa, they've said that it is going to be a little bit too much contact between players. And now they're going right back for the initial penalty. And also we have got there but Aunt Berry's fruit. And there's also, that pineapple is not a fruit. It's a bunch of berries, says MH Joy. Tell you what, that is a life lesson. Because I guess where's its seeds? When you think about it for a pineapple, does it? Oh, actually, I think it does right in the middle, doesn't it? If I'm not wrong. I actually know it's on the outside, but they're very, very small. I am a meta fruit. And there says Katie Dixon. I heard someone say that strawberries aren't fruits per se. Or no, strawberries aren't berries. They're an accessory fruit or something like that. I can't remember the logic behind it. I accidentally poked myself in the eye in between live streams, which is why I'm currently trying to fix my eyeball. It's not ideal. And a fruit within a fruit within a fruit, as well says Katie. But now France, they've got the scrum feed on the 22. We hear the cock-a-doodle-doo or the rooster. The referee just wants to make sure that all the players are in the right place There's one Samoa smiling in the front row. That would be a scary sight to look up in a scrum and just see a Samoan front rower smiling back at you. Now Irigua passes off. Oh, it's knocked on. And now it's going to be a loose ball for Samoa. Oh, okay, it's a double knock on. So it is now halftime 7-0 in favour of France. So I guess it was expected that this game would be close. I did kind of expect a little bit more from the Samoans. The Samoan player was tackled without the ball in front of the ref, and the ref turned blind. And there, yeah, I was curious to see what happened with that one. But currently, I think there's been about 5 penalties against Samoa, if not more. And France have just given away the singular for that one. And also, we've got there. That's why, Katie, you choose pineapple and cosplay, says MH Joy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go full-sized pineapple. Pineapple. How to eat a full pineapple is the first one that comes up. I can do that, not too badly. Yes, you can. You can get a full-size pineapple. You can get one for $638. That looks like a legitimate pineapple. You can get a whole body one for a mascot. I need to get a pineapple mascot. Although I probably shouldn't because it's like $300 US. It's a thought for the future, though. It is yellow. That is the color of the channel. And also, there was like Craig Maxwell Keys, who got underfoot in the Falcons-Tigers game and cost Falcons a try. And also, we got there. I just think pineapples are delicious, says Katie there. And also, my pineapple princess, says UH Joy as well. That's the thing. Pineapple, it's one of those fruits that if you get it in season, like it's almost that sweet, it doesn't seem like it should be a fruit, if that makes sense. Like when you get it and it's like perfectly golden ripe, and you're like, yep, found the one. But then you get it in the off season and it's pale and it's hard and it's just like, well, that sounds like something else. It's got a hole in the middle of it. Still sounds like something else. It's in a can. We'll go with that. And it's just not as enjoyable. So yeah, if it's a mascot and not one of those cheap foam things that collapse out of the packaging, says Katie Dixon. Now it's going to be kicked high from Samoa, getting us underway for the second half. And it was almost taken nicely. Nope, it's a knock on by France. And he is saying he got smacked in the side of the head. Currently now, Capelli, he is certainly a big lad. He's saying he got smacked in the face. He almost did, but I believe there was a knock on before that did take place. So Samoa now 6.5, and watermelon the best fruit. I do love myself a watermelon, although I'm quite fond of a mango as well. But the problem is here in New Zealand, most of the time we get Peruvian or Colombian mangoes, I think it is, rather than Australian mangoes. You need a mango from Australia or one of the islands. They are the best kind. And I was working there, Princess, Pineapple Princess. He calls me Pineapple Princess all day while he plays his ukulele on the hill above the bay. I am Annette Funicello, and also the ref kills the momentum of rugby by being biased. That's a beautiful pop pass, though, and he won't be able to stop this try. Samoa Purcell does go in and score it. And Purcell has got himself the try, and that is putting Samoa back into the game now. And a feed of Purcell, his second try of Toulouse. It was a good step initially by, I believe it was Rain Nue. It was, or Nue, sorry. And then from there, the pop pass up. And as soon as he started getting the speed going, Purcell, he came off the bench, and he has now been able to get himself that try up against the French. And that is going to have to be the first of many tries that they do manage to get themselves. And good job, Samoa, as well. Says they make sure, and also let's go. Says Nathan. Oh, that's a shot and a half from the touchline. It just pulls away to the side, though, for Samoa. Oh, we got that. Let's have some more. Here's MH. I'm trying to remember what my score prediction was. I think I said Samoa by 5 in this game, I think was the prediction I went with. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not that is going to be correct. But first of all, Samoa do need to get themselves into the lead. Kicked off. Has gone high, has gone short, and it has gone back into the hands of the Samoans. And that's a double knock on, so we'll be going back for the scrum feed now in favour of Samoa. But Purcell, he was keen to get going. And also that man in the background, Brian Lima, brilliant player for Samoa and has done wonders for this team. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do, not just in the next leg, which is in London, but about 90 days' time. How much have they improved when we do get to Los Angeles and the Commonwealth Games, etc.? 4:45 left on the clock. Samoa down by 2. And they will need a few more tries to be able to really confirm themselves as the winners of the bronze medal. It's going in, nicely done for Samoa at scrum time, trying to break through the line, unable to get through though was Purcell. Now Iraguha almost able to steal that one, and it's going to be hands on hands, and instead it's kept on the side of the Samoans, but they almost lost it in the breakdown. Now it's going to be Apilo Maliko. Ball on the outside goes to Vawasa Afa, but he has knocked it on. Unfortunately, putting that one down, he's pretty disappointed with it. Gets the pat on the head saying, don't worry about it, mate. He's not happy at all. And now you've got to go scrummage against the guy. So that's going to be a tough one for France to be able to maintain. Currently, a couple other changes being made. I believe that is Mazzolini now out on the field. Jordan Sefo, we saw one massive run from him and a good chase. Other than that, he's been pretty quiet for them. What happened to Perez? Does anyone know where Perez went? Okay, there's a man who's swimming up the crowd at this stage, getting back to his seat. I mean, it's unorthodox, but it worked. He managed to get there without too much hassle. Now fed in by Mazzolini. France got this one just outside of their 22 now, and also Commonwealth. Everything is common except the wealth, says MH Joy there. Oh, that looked high from Onisai. In fact, he might have just got it low enough that the referee says play on. Now firing it back across, it will be Lagel. One more after Jordan Sefo. Now this time he has dropped it, and it is going to be the knock-on against Jordan Sefo. And like they're saying, these guys have put all of their effort into this series. And because of it, it does mean that they are actually in this situation of being pretty fatigued by the end of the competition. They're still playing in 28, maybe even 30-degree heat, as it is only early afternoon, or kind of late afternoon, in fact, over there. And it looks like more subs being made for the Samoans. But 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. They will be looking to get themselves a couple more. The sub has been made. I want to say that that was Valvasa Afa taken off, but he is actually still in the breakdown, so I think it wasn't. At a guess. Tackles so far for France. They've made 6 and they've missed 1. Now, Samoa sitting there on the halfway line. Owen Nui passes on the inside. And something that Samoa have been doing that might be a little bit too, I guess you could say, one-dimensional just at times up against France. And I don't think they'll mind me saying that. That's better from Apilo Maliko. He now goes through, because the way that they have been going was they were going forward, and then, Apilo Maliko might have hurt his shoulder there. Or is he all right? I think he's all right, Apilo Maliko, and he has been able to score it there, and now it will be the lead. And I knew it, says Katie, and that one as well. But yeah, something that they had been doing is they had been cutting across, and then they'd go ball on the inside, and that man would hit up. So France started to cotton on to that. That time he ran sideways, but then he straightened and went straight through a bit of a gap that did create. And I believe Grandier, all he could do there was watch Apilo Maliko make his way past, and Jordan Sefo tried to make the tackle, wasn't able to do so. And Apilo Maliko does end up scoring it. It is still waiting to give it to them on the scoreboard, but I assume it's coming relatively soon. That one's gone over. And now Samoa are sitting on 12 points to 7. So if my prediction is correct, no one scores for the last 2 minutes, and I would have the score spot on in the preview, which is something I never have. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it does end up working. Got to keep hydrated, or else my voice will be completely gone tomorrow or today, because it is late. Jordan Sefo falls hard. And now Mignot throws it on the inside. Valvasa Afa does get it back for the Samoans. It's going back for the initial penalty now to France, though. Okay, taken in the ear. I was wondering what this meant, but it does mean taken in the ear obstruction. Now, France look like they might be considering just kicking this one for touch. Getting a couple extra meters down the field. Riva, the lone try scorer in this game, does get it right into touch with a good clearance. 30 meters out now for them. Yeah, you just got a slap across the face. Hold on, hanging on there, Samoa. Says MH Joy, yeah, it's going to be a brutal last minute. Both of these sides, you got to see how deep that gas tank is. And can you somehow get yourself a victory? Like they're saying, one more trick in the bag could be there for France. Backline movement looked like it was just about to start. This is looking dangerous for France. Now out to Trebal. Use that speed. Uses his power. Riva's foot, I thought, was out, but they have set play on just for now. Grandier in the midfield. Samoa reaching for the ball. Gives away the penalty for leaving his feet. Now Riva takes it quickly. They have got 3 men on the outside. This could be the try. Quick hands out to Jordan's inside. He puts it down with 25 seconds left. And France may have just stolen it at the death. Although I believe we'll still have time for one more play. And we love a Samoa and goes Samoa. Says MH Joy as well. Although that Samoa win now, we might even see golden point in this matchup. As France have been able to get that. Jordan Sefo still going to have to make sure that he gets this kick over though. Or whoever it is who is doing the kick. It's from the touchline. Riva strikes. It's pretty good. It misses. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got extra time on our hands. That really is going to throw me off because that means I've got to change on me other times that games are starting. One moment we will go like this one. This is kind of unorthodox, but this game is going to golden point or extra time, in fact. So it will be whoever gets themselves the next drive wins. We might actually still be all right for Australia versus New Zealand starting in 6 minutes. And the cock busts through the cap. And also, yes, a golden point play would be great, says MH Joy. And that is exactly what we have got here. They do have to do the coin toss. There wasn't much of a coin toss. That was literally, I guess, what would you call it? As basic of a coin toss as it was. He just chucked it. He didn't even flip it like you normally would. One of those, he just went like that. Okay. They're deciding what way the two teams are going to go. Cock-a-doodle-doo, man. And there's Katie Dixon. Right. So the first extra time. So whoever ends up winning in extra time. I mean, no one could have predicted this. I think this is actually the first game that has gone to extra time. And Riva, if he had got the kick over, it would have been all over and France would have been victorious. But because of it now, it goes to golden point. And Samoa may still have the chance to win by 5, but they will need to make sure that they do score themselves the try here. Right. Lot of nerves for both of these sides. I would think this is for a spot on the podium, getting the bronze medal. If they do get it right, the two sides, they have had their huddles, they have had their team chats rearing to go for, once again, another little bit of time in the sevens. I feel like this is just a test to see whether or not my voice will give out by the end of the match. And the answer is probably yes. To be honest, it might end up disappearing at some stage relatively soon, but I'm excited for this half to get underway. It will be the number 10 here, Mazzolini, kicking off. And also what happens if no score in the extra time, Hamish? I think it just ends up with I think it's a drop kick competition, if I'm not wrong. And also harden up, France, you got this, says Nathan. It's kicked off long, and it's slapped back onto the side of France. Nicely taken, Grandier. Now it looks like they're going to be putting pedal to the metal and trying to get themselves over the line. Trabal using his quick step and feet and be yanked down to the ground, but instead finds the offload to Mazzolini. Space opening up on the outside. Good hands from Mignot. Back to Grandier. And currently still hanging on to this ball nicely is France. And it seems like they will have a majority of the attack here, but you've got 5 minutes of extra time for each side. Trabal almost able to go through. He's up to the 22. This should be a try for France. It's a draw and pass. Legal gets it. And that will be the match. France beats Samoa in the bronze medal final. And you can see how much it means to them. And also we've got the Arnhem French quarter. And the outside sees MH Joy, and also we have, I think Samoa got this. I was wrong. Katie is on installation, dressed up as a vampire, dressed up as a passion fruit watching rugby. Katie dressed up as a vampire, dressed up as a pineapple watching rugby. Can't stop thinking about this art, says Katie. But that is the try for Legal down on the wing. And they do manage to win that game 17 points to 12. What a matchup it was. And the next game is just around the corner. It will be New Zealand taking on Australia for the gold medal final in the women's department of the sevens. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you are new, be sure to leave a like. Also subscribe to the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. That is the link that we have got there. French went hard, said Nathan. Yeah, in front of a home crowd, they certainly gave them a show, gave them a little bit of extra anticipation as well. Nicely done for France. But now, I guess I will see you all for the next one.